不是你选择了我，而是我选择了你。
阿林今天给一个叫一诺的人，红叶最多情。
射手开头的高花海，这就是顶级射手Yinuo。
许你一诺，万事必成，心怀荣耀，勇往直前。不是我选择了你，而是我等到了你。
这一刻我等了4年，我觉得所有的流言蜚语和千辛万苦都抵不过我现在站在这里，我觉得所有的一切都是值得的。我虽然一把公司率没用，但是我还是想选给阿里。
所以朋友们，阿里在等一个叫做
他曾4杀队友，更能5杀对手。他是王者荣耀 KPL 最佳发育路成都 AG 超玩会Yinuo。
Do you love Jing? Maybe for her beautiful design or her cracked mechanics, but you're not a jungle main? Perhaps you're more into the farm lane, the ADC role, and you're looking for someone just as complex, just as stylish as her. Don't worry, I've got your back. Today I'm starting a brand new series called Mained.
欢迎来到王者荣耀，全军出击。
In this series, I'll pick one hero each week, play them non-stop, and learn everything from their tiniest details to the highest skill combos. Then I'll share it all with you based on real, in-game experience. And for the first episode, I had to go with none other than Arli, arguably the most beautiful and mechanically demanding ADC in Honor of Kings right now. If you've ever watched the GOAT Yinuo, you already know what I'm talking about. Arli isn't just deadly, she's the signature hero of Yinuo, one of the best Arli players in the world, if not the best Honor of Kings player in general. Once you master Arli, climbing ranked, outplaying enemies, and hard-carrying teammates becomes way easier. She's that strong. Honestly, she's the best and most difficult farm laner in the current global patch. I would have called her one of the best if Sun Quan was released globally. His gimmicks are insane, and I'll definitely be maining him when that happens. But until then, Arli holds the crown. In this video, I'll walk you through how her passive really works, how to use each skill to your advantage, her best item builds for different situations, and even the optimal settings so she doesn't feel clunky to play. So buckle up for this thrilling and informative ride, and I promise you'll learn things you didn't know before, even if you've played Arli already. So first, let's talk about Arli's passive. It's insanely useful. Her passive isn't some typical flat stat boost or boring one-liner passive.
Can you feel my...
Arli's passive is layered, impactful, and even has a hidden trick that I'll show you once we break her passive down. Let's start with the first part, explosions. Yep, you heard that right, explosions. When Arli hits a target with her basic attacks, she applies what we call maple marks. Once the mark stacks up to 4, meaning 4 basic attacks, it detonates, dealing high burst damage to the target. But that's not all. If there are enemies nearby the one who exploded, they'll each receive 1 stack of the maple mark too. That's exactly why she can clear minion waves so fast. Her passive is all poke, splash, and spread. Now on to the second part of her passive, her parasol, or as most of you probably call it, that umbrella thingy. Whenever she uses an active skill, she can use it again within 4 seconds to teleport straight to the parasol's location and retrieve it. And if you don't teleport to it or don't use the skill again, it'll automatically return to her after 4 seconds. Now here's where it gets interesting. When Arli is not holding her parasol, she gains a flat movement speed and attack speed boost, and both scale with her level, which is just too good to have. The third thing in her passive is, every time Arli uses a skill, she gets 1 enhanced basic attack, which you can store up to 2 times. These, quote, special basic attacks deal double the damage of her normal basic attack. You have 4 seconds to use them, and they make her trading and burst combo absolutely cracked. And now let's talk about an interesting trick you can do with Arli's special basic attacks. If you do this combo, A1, A1, A, where A stands for basic attack and 1 for her skill 1. Now on paper you'd think, okay, that's just 3 A's, meaning 3 auto attacks with a skill use in between. But let me show you what happens when you do it quickly. Did you see that? Instead of 3, Arli just did 5 basic attacks in the blink of an eye. Yep, 5. How the hell does that happen? Well, this thing is very popular in Honor of Kings. It's called animation canceling, and you can do this with many heroes such as Li Xin and Xikong Zhen. Basically, by inputting that combo super fast, A1A1A, you're canceling the ending animation of her basic attacks, and chaining them in so quickly that she squeezes out extra hits during the combo window. And since her special autos do double damage, this means burst, real burst. So yeah, don't just spam randomly. Learn this trick, practice it, and melt your enemies before they even know what happened. Her passive isn't just a passive. It's a whole mechanic that makes her wave clear insane, her damage bursty, and her movement slippery. Now let's talk about Arley's skills, starting with her skill 1. This skill is her main mobility tool, and it works like this. When you activate skill 1, Arley dashes in the direction you aimed, but her umbrella, or parasol if you're fancy, stays behind at the spot where you use the skill. You can literally dash and roam anywhere on the map, like really far, and the umbrella just sits there. If you tap skill 1 again, Arley instantly teleports back to where she left the umbrella. Now here's the cool part, distance doesn't matter at all. You could teleport across the whole map with this cute couple, Sun Tzu's ship or DeChao's portal, and as long as skill 1 is still active, you can always snap right back to your umbrella's original position. Now let's talk about another interesting thing about her skill 1. Arley becomes untargetable the moment she activates skill 1. While she's dashing, enemies can still hit or target her. But when she teleports back, she becomes untargetable again for a brief moment. This makes skill 1 super useful for dodging deadly skills like Kui's hook. Now you may ask what the uses of Arley's skill 1 are. In real matches, it helps her reposition, dodge enemy abilities, and poke from a safe distance. How to position with her skill 1. First, leave the umbrella in a safe position for a safe return. You can use skill 1 to walk through walls and poke, or just for vision. Like, use skill 1 to go into a bush or further into the map to check the enemy's position. If you sense danger, quickly double tap to return. Don't go check campers, meaning, if you can't see enemies on the map and you're not sure about their positioning and feel like they might be in that bush, then don't go check it, as they might already be prepared and you'll instantly get bursted. Do it when they don't really expect it. Also, always store the 2 enhanced basic attacks I talked about in the passive section to ambush and burst with one combo that deals massive damage. Now let me tell you an important thing regarding her skill 1. Never charge in directly. Instead, try to create a triangle between you, your enemy, and your umbrella. This positioning lets you kite enemies better, deal damage, and still have an escape route. Now let's talk about Arley's skill 2. When Arley uses skill 2, she throws out her umbrella, and it starts spinning around her in a circle. When she uses her skill 2, she can block any incoming projectiles, yes, any kind, for the next 0.4 seconds. So whether it's a bullet, an arrow, or a flying fish, if it's a projectile, she blocks it. Skill 2 also deals 2 instances of magic damage to enemies around her. Now here's what to take out of it. If you're using the Frenzy spell, which you absolutely should, skill 2 gains lifesteal. This means she can heal herself while completely destroying the enemies. And this right here is why Frenzy is better than Flash for Arley. Flash won't save you when you're low, but Frenzy plus skill 2 will. It also ends the year-long debate about what spell is best for Arley. But wait, there's more. If skill 2 is still active, meaning the umbrella hasn't disappeared yet, tapping skill 2 again will make Arley teleport instantly to the umbrella's position. All these things are what makes skill 2 the heart and soul of Arley. Mastering Arley means mastering skill 2, knowing when to use it, when to tap again, and how to use it in all kinds of situations. Some important uses of skill 2. The 2 magic hits are great for last-hitting minions, farming, or finishing off low HP enemies, especially when you struggle to last hit or clear wave. Because the umbrella spin is somewhat random, her positioning can be very unpredictable for the enemies. In real matches, pro players often double tap skill 2 quickly for repositioning, escaping dicey situations, chasing off 1 HP enemies, or dodging deadly skill shots. When you press skill 2 quickly 2 times, she just teleports to the umbrella's position instantly and performs a fast dash-like movement. This trick can be used to reposition and dodge enemy abilities with precise timing. Some sneaky tricks with skill 2. You can bait enemies by throwing the umbrella out and just not teleporting. This can cause them to panic, waste ultimates, or back off. Basically, you're playing 4D chess while they're still stuck on checkers. Or, you can wait a bit and teleport when they least expect it, to re-engage, surprise them, and finish the job. One small thing to note. After using skill 2, there's a tiny delay before you can cast your ultimate skill 3. But here's a pro trick. You can cancel that delay by immediately pressing skill 1, and then be able to use your ult. Alright, now it's time to talk about Arley's skill 3, meaning her ultimate. Arley's ultimate is incredibly versatile. When activated, it knocks enemies back, deals magic damage, and applies a brief stun. It's a complete package. Damage, crowd control, and utility all rolled into one. Just like her second skill, her ultimate also works perfectly well with the Frenzy spell. After casting her ultimate, her umbrella keeps on moving forward in a straight line. And if you tap skill 3 again, she'll instantly teleport to the umbrella's position. Distance doesn't matter here either. This teleport makes her ult super flexible. You can use it to peel enemies off, reposition, or chase down targets, just like her first 2 skills. Now here's where it gets even better. Near walls or towers, her ult's knockback becomes hard CC, especially if you push enemies into a wall. You can also double tap skill 3 quickly to instantly teleport. This is clutch for dodging skills, initiating fights, or escaping at the perfect moment. Fast hands equals big plays. Arley's ult is also amazing for interrupting powerful channeling skills. Heroes like Liang, Mosey, and even Sima Yi can all get shut down mid-cast if you time it right. For example, if Sima Yi is trying to fly off with his ult, just pop yours and cancel his escape. Another trick. Even if you miss your ult, it's still useful. Drop it to zone enemies, force reactions, or disrupt casts. If someone's about to crowd control you, throw your ult preemptively and push them back before they even get the chance. Don't overthink it. Just throw it in. Even if it doesn't land, it can force retreats, waste enemy skills, or protect allies. And if you pull it off right, you'll be the clutch hero who shuts down threats and wins teamfights. But remember, theory is one thing, execution is another. You've got to master the timing, positioning, and decision-making to get the most out of this skill. Practice it in real matches and you'll turn Arley's ult into a game-changing weapon. Finally, we're done discussing all of Arley's skills. And now it's time for hide and seek.
What?
Okay, technically it's called the Shadowless umbrella trick. But let's be real. You're about to become the master of stealth, deception, and sneaky plays. So what is this trick and how do you do it? Don't worry, I'll tell you everything. The core idea is simple. You leave your umbrella in a bush using skill 1, and then step out of enemy vision, or just walk away from them and teleport back to the umbrella's position. The beautiful part? If done correctly, the enemy won't see you teleporting back, because you're out of vision. Just one important rule. Don't use any skills or basic attacks while in the bush. If you do, you'll reveal your position. And by reveal, I mean enemies gain vision of you, ruining the whole play. But if you take damage from a turret, it's fine. Teleporting back still won't expose your location. This trick also works in connected bushes. You can hide in one bush, then dash or blink into a neighboring one. Just remember, no skills or autos during the move. If done right, you're completely invisible, just waiting for an unsuspecting enemy to walk into your trap. Then boom, you strike. You're hiding as well as you're manipulating enemy vision. This is mind games at its finest. Here's a tip. Enable the setting Show Enemy Avatar. It becomes extremely useful. It shows you when you're inside or outside the enemy's vision, helping you know when it's safe to pull off this trick. And yes, skill 1 isn't the only way to do it. You can perform the same trick with skill 2. Right after you cast skill 2, just step out of vision range. Let the umbrella float into a bush, then teleport back. Again, if done right, the enemy won't see you retrieve the umbrella. Skill 3 works too. Actually, it's the most practical tool for this kind of stealth play. You just cast your ult, leave enemy vision, and wait for the umbrella to drift slowly into another bush. Then, teleport. No vision, no trace. You're a ghost with an umbrella. Every bush is fair game. Use the trick to set traps, bait reactions, or confuse enemies while split pushing. This makes your Arley become so unpredictable, deadly, and impossible to track. Okay, now let's talk about the optimal settings for Arley that you must have enabled, because without them, her gameplay might feel clunky or unresponsive. These settings will help smooth out your experience and unlock her full potential. First and foremost, enable high frame rate. That means you should be playing at a minimum of 60 FPS per match. Anything less will make your movements and skill timing feel laggy. Also, don't set the resolution too low, unless you want to play in a world of sand grains. Keep it clean. Set your camera height to standard. This gives you a wider field of view, letting you see more of what's happening around you, which is critical for a skill-heavy hero like Arley. Now go ahead and turn on Display FPS. This lets you monitor your frame rate in real time so you know when things start to drop. Also, enable Show Target Info. It's super useful to track enemy HP, shields, and changes during fights. Enable Decimal Display for cooldowns. This lets you see your skill cooldowns in tenths of a second, which makes your timing much more precise. From the basic controls, select the Advanced Layout. Why? Because when there are heroes, minions, and jungle monsters around, tapping the basic attack button will prioritize enemy heroes, which is exactly what you want. The last hit button, meanwhile, will only target minions or monsters. Set your basic attack target priority to absolute lowest health. This ensures you finish off enemies and avoid those frustrating 1% HP escapes. As I mentioned earlier, enable Show Enemy Avatars. It helps you manage vision and awareness, especially when pulling off tricks like the Shadowless umbrella trick. Set Auto Chase Distance to Standard. If this is set too high, Arley may behave erratically and chase further than intended. Keep it under control. Enable Enemy Avatar Lock. This allows you to lock onto a specific target with basic attacks. In hectic teamfights, this makes a huge difference, helping you hit the right enemy even when models overlap. Now for basic attack target selection, choose Fan-Shaped. Why not Precise? Because Fan-Shaped attacks first and then locks, avoiding any delay. Precise only attacks once you release the attack wheel, which can get stuck or feel sluggish. Fan-Shaped also helps prevent those annoying attack misfires. Set the directional indicator to Fan-Shaped as well for consistency. It improves aiming feedback and timing. Enable Shift Collision Indicator. This gives you a warning to help avoid dashing straight into walls, which happens more than you'd think with Arley's Skill 1. Set the wheel position to Fixed. This keeps your joystick and skill buttons in place. Great for muscle memory and consistency. Choose Smart Casting for your skill casting method. It's the perfect blend of speed and control, especially with Arley's teleport and skill combos. Set skill with Directed Flash to direction of movement. This ensures your teleport/dash aligns with where you're going, rather than locking you into awkward aim directions. Enable Camera Follow skills and set it to Camera Shift with skill direction. This is crucial. It keeps your field of view aligned when casting skills backwards or sideways, especially helpful for skill 3 and mobility tricks. And finally, if you can't use the 3-finger drag for manual camera shifting, you really should start learning. It's an advanced mechanic, but it gives you total control over your vision and movement. If you still didn't get it, then let me just run down all my settings. You can simply watch and copy them one by one. As for the rest of the settings, those can be based on your own preferences. Tweak them to whatever feels most comfortable for you.
Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Keep my head up when I act, head up, that's a fact. Never looking back, I'ma keep myself on track. Keep my head up, staying strong, always moving on. Feel I don't belong, tell my thoughts to move along. Push myself to be the best, die with no regrets. Live with every breath, see my message start to spread. And I had so many dreams, then you hit your teens. Life ain't really what it seems, try to find out what it means. Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Yeah, I put out all this art, it's my only medicine. Yeah, everything I do, I'm just being genuine. Yeah, I'm sick of being screwed, feel my own adrenaline. Yeah, I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in.
Alright, time to talk about the best Arley builds you can use to gain the most advantage in a match, along with what items to choose in different situations. Right now, Arley mainly has 2 strong builds in the current version of the game. The first one is the critical build. At the start of the match, buy Iron Sword. Now you might ask, why not get the dagger instead? I've seen players start with that too, but here's why you shouldn't. Arley's passive gives her 30% extra damage, and that bonus applies to both the stored attack and the explosion from her passive. For example, without Iron Sword, her basic attack is 155, stored attack adds 42, and explosion is 165. But with Iron Sword, the basic attack becomes 176, the stored bonus is 52, and the explosion jumps to 175. That's a big difference, so starting with Iron Sword gives you an immediate damage spike at level 1 and puts you at a huge advantage. If you're up against a utility mage like Liang, Zia, Princess Frost, Shi, or Mosey, the type that doesn't need much gold, you can go for attack speed boots, the Boots of Dexterity. These boots heal you for 30 to 40 HP per basic attack, which helps a lot against annoying poke mages. But if the mid laner is a gold-hungry core mage like Kongming, Maishirunui, Daji, Nuwa, Ganenmo, Gao, or Diaochan, then skip the boots for now and get Doomsday first. Doomsday gives 10% lifesteal and adds bonus physical damage based on 8% of the target's HP, very useful for early duels. Once you get Doomsday, build Boots of Dexterity or Boots of Resistance based on what kind of crowd control the enemy has. Then follow up with Shadow Ripper, Eternity Blade, and Daybreaker. These 4 are core items in the crit build. For the last item, go based on the situation. If the enemy has a lot of long-range heroes, then pick Sunchaser. It boosts your attack range and movement speed. But if they're more on the tanky side or have strong sustain, go for Bloodweeper. It gives great lifesteal and helps with longer fights. For Arcana, you can go with 4 Reaver, 6 Hunt, 10 Eagle Eye, 7 Calamity, and 3 Unparalleled. This setup gives you strong crit damage and attack speed. But there's a downside. In late game, your attack speed might overflow and you won't be able to fit in resistance boots, which are important because Honor of Kings players absolutely love picking crowd control heroes. To fix that, you can switch the attack speed boots to resistance boots. And instead of using 7 Calamity and 3 Unparalleled, go for 10 Red Moon. This prevents your attack speed from overflowing, keeps your damage solid, and adds some CC resistance. Both Arcana setups work, but the one with Eagle Eye is generally the safer bet. Now let's talk about the second build, which is the semi-tank build. This one focuses more on survival, while still letting you deal good damage. Start with Sparkforged Dagger, then get attack speed boots, Doomsday, and Daybreaker. After that, you'll need a tank item depending on what kind of enemies you're facing. If they mostly deal physical damage, build Cuirass of Savagery. If they're all about magic damage, then go for Succubus Cloak. It gives both magic defense and a handy shield. Finish off this semi-tank build with Sunchaser. And later in the game, if the enemy team is filled with crowd control heroes, just swap your boots out for resistance boots to help you survive better. The Arcana setup stays the same here too, ideally the one with Eagle Eye. These 2 builds are currently the only ones really worth using on Arley. The rest just don't keep up, so you're better off sticking to these. Okay, now we've reached the final part of this video, the part you've all been waiting for, Arley combos. But before we jump into that, let me ask you a question. Do you know why Arley is considered difficult? Her mechanics haven't changed, and many people have played her for countless matches over countless days, yet they still struggle to win with her. Why is that? The main reason is that Arley's mechanics are completely different from every other marksman. Sure, she has the same number of skills, but her casting order is different, and each skill creates a different effect. This changes her positioning and forces you to control your own damage angles and decision-making in real time. Let me explain. Suppose the enemy picks Hao Yi and Ming. That's like simple addition. 1 + 1 = 2. It's very straightforward and predictable. With a support to protect him, Hao Yi just needs to stand behind and deal damage. But Arley plus Ming is like a mix of multiplication, division, and subtraction. Complex, unpredictable, and easy to mess up. The position and timing of throwing and retrieving her umbrella are both unstable factors. Even with a support around, Arley must still find the right angle and moment herself to output damage. It's easy to make mistakes. Everyone has different judgment, different reactions, and the battlefield changes in an instant. So if you want to play Arley well, you absolutely need 4 things: hand speed, quick reaction, good awareness, and overall game sense. You can't afford to be weak in any of them. So does Arley have combos? You could say she does, and you could say she doesn't. The combinations formed by her 3 skills already give you 12 variations. And since each skill can be used twice in a short window, that creates even more combinations, just like Luna. So technically Arley has no fixed combo at all. What actually matters most is 3 things: where she appears on the map when she repositions, the timing of retrieving the umbrella, and calculating your damage based on which hero you're facing. So the very first combo is 1A, 1A, 2A, 2A, 3A, 3A. You need to be able to do it smoothly and fluidly because it allows you to instantly perform multiple basic attacks back to back. This is how you unleash insane burst damage in just a couple of seconds. The trick here is to cancel the recovery animation after each basic attack. That's what makes the combo feel instant and lethal. We already talked about this in the passive section, the A1A1A combo. That's your opener. After that, follow up with 2A2A. This gives you both lifesteal and 2 instances of magic damage, perfect for mid-combat sustain while keeping the pressure high. Then finish it with 3A3A. This part lets you push the enemy either into your turret range or right into the hands of your teammates, unless it puts them in danger, of course. And if not, just use it to safely teleport back to your own side. There's also a slight variation of this combo that's often used for ambushing. Start with 1A, 1A, then quickly use your ultimate to push the enemy back, followed by 2A to finish them off. This version is great when hiding in the bush and trying to instantly kill someone before they even realize what's going on. It deals a massive burst of damage in just a flash. The next and second combo is 1A, 2A1. This one is commonly used to poke enemies, chip away at their health without fully committing. There's no fixed number of basic attacks you should do here. It completely depends on how much damage you can deal and how safely you can escape afterward. You need to assess the situation in real time, things like crowd control, enemy status, knockback potential, your damage output, and the overall environment. All of that determines whether you go in hard or pull back early. When necessary, you can simplify the combo even more. Just go 1A2, then recall with 1. The key to making this combo work is speed. It's mainly used to bait enemies into thinking you're all in, when you're actually just testing. Here's how it works. Use skill 1 to throw out your umbrella and dash. This sets up a good angle for dealing damage. Then immediately follow with skill 2 to deal damage while doing basic attacks. Activate the frenzy spell while skill 2 is active to heal yourself during the trade. Once you have items, this combo can deal surprisingly high damage even without fully committing. The third combo is 2, 1AAA2. After casting skill 2 to activate the spinning umbrella, use skill 1 to reposition yourself. This lets you adjust your angle and spacing for a better damage trade. Then follow up with 3 or more basic attacks while the umbrella is still active. Before skill 2 ends, make sure to teleport back to your umbrella's location to avoid any incoming threats. You can also modify this combo by adding skill 3, turning it into 2, 1A3A1. Use the ultimate to push away any enemy trying to close the distance, giving you space to safely finish the trade in return. This variation is all about self-defense and keeping yourself alive while still dealing damage. The core idea behind this combo is protecting yourself from enemies who try to gap close or dive you. It's a very smooth and elegant sequence once you get used to the rhythm. The fourth combo is 1A3A2A1. Start by using skill 1 to throw your umbrella and quickly reposition yourself for the ideal damage angle. Then activate your ultimate to push the enemy back, ideally pinning them against a wall or under a tower to maximize the damage and control. After that, follow up with skill 2 for additional magic damage while continuing to basic attack. Finally, recall the umbrella using skill 1 to safely return to your original position. This combo is often used when diving under the tower, letting you burst the enemy quickly and then escape before taking too much damage. The fifth combo is 3-3-1-A2-A1. Start by tapping skill 3 twice in quick succession to dash directly into the enemy. This creates a surprise attack and is one of the most commonly used initiations in real matches. After closing the distance with skill 3, immediately follow up with basic attacks. Then you decide, based on the situation, whether to throw the umbrella using skill 1 or skill 2. Pay close attention to your position and the enemy's location, because using skills from different spots will create different effects. If the enemy is near a wall, you can use skill 3 twice to slam them into it and cause displacement. But if you're aiming to zone or deal consistent poke, you might choose to lead with skill 2 instead. This combo is highly situational, so you need to be flexible with your skill casting and not just follow a fixed pattern. The sixth combo is 3, 1A2A3. Begin by using skill 3 toward a safe direction. This sets up your escape route in advance. Then throw the umbrella with skill 1 and follow up with skill 2 while weaving in auto attacks to deal damage. Finally, recall the umbrella with skill 3. This combo is mainly used to bait out enemy skills and pressure them while staying safe. If done correctly, it allows you to pass through enemies without them landing a single hit, like slipping through a crowd without a single leaf touching Arley. You can even instantly kill a target and retreat before the enemy has a chance to respond. Sometimes, a simpler variation like 3, 1, 3, dash, throw, recall works too, giving the enemy no time to react. The seventh and final combo of this video is 2-2-3-A-1-A3 or 2-2-1-A3-A1. The core idea is to first cast skill 2 to throw the umbrella, then wait for it to rotate to a favorable position around the enemy. Once it's aligned properly, either recall the umbrella and follow up with your ultimate to knock enemies into the wall for crowd control, or use skill 1 to reposition yourself for better damage output. There's no strict sequence to follow here. You need to assess the situation and decide which version to use in real time. These are flexible combos, commonly used in actual combat scenarios. Of course, there are other combo variations beyond these too. Every fight is different, and there's no set number of attacks or casting order you must rigidly follow. As long as you deeply understand Arley's umbrella mechanics and how her skills interact, that alone will carry you a long way. Now let me tell you how you can train with Arley to really learn her and get insanely good at using her. The two most important things are awareness and farming gold. I always repeat this one sentence: gold lead. A gold lead can make up for lack of mechanics. It gives you power, it gives you control, and it helps you win games way more easily. So here's the training method. Practice farming gold. Start in a custom match against 5 bots. You play solo against all 5 of them. Play any lane or position you want. Just make sure you don't destroy turrets before 6 minutes. Why? Because the goal is to farm gold and scale faster. By the 7-minute mark, your team, which is basically just you, should already have more gold than the enemy. After 6 minutes, feel free to push turrets or other objectives. Then slowly start hunting down those bot opponents. Eventually, it turns into a 1v5, you versus the bots. And yes, you can win that too. This method also trains your combos. It helps you manage minion waves, learn how to weave your skills, and build your overall game plan. Basically, it sharpens your instincts and decision making. When you can beat this training easily, then move on to diamond rank matches. In ranked, treat everyone, your teammates and enemies, like bots. Keep farming gold no matter what. Don't stop. In 7 out of 10 games, you'll be able to hit 900 to 1000 gold per minute. That's a huge lead. At that point, your Arley will already be very strong. This training method helps you grasp the essence of Arley. Once you've mastered this, playing her in any rank will become way easier. That's it, lads. I guess I've said everything I wanted to in this video, and honestly, I didn't think it would turn out this long. If you've made it this far, I seriously appreciate you. I hope you learned something new today. If you did, please consider joining the membership of my channel. It would mean a lot to me and be a huge motivation. Also, don't forget to like the video. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that button to join my W family. I love you all, and I'll see you in the next one.